This is in regard to the Starting Strength Radio post. You say that you will not discuss sports. Is it talking about the future of women's sports, talking about sports? And appreciate your efforts and the education I get from all of the SS information. Thank you, Rip. That, of course, was thrown in there just to mitigate the hatred, from his supposed discovery of this horrible contradiction. All right, let me tell you what discussing sports is about. Have you ever listened to sports radio? Right? The game was Sunday afternoon. And these idiots, Thursday, are still talking about what happened in the game on Sunday. Now, that's talking about sports. And I'm sorry, I lack the attention span. I don't want to see the game on Sunday. Now, let me clarify my position on this. I don't actively dislike sports. I just actively dislike watching sports and talking about sports. I understand enough about sports to be able to get people ready to play the damn things, but I don't care what happened Sunday afternoon. I don't care about – I have never watched an entire NFL game in my life. Sat down at the kickoff and watched the damn thing all the way through till the end of the game. Never once done that. Haven't watched an entire baseball game once in my life. Don't care about baseball. Baseball's boring. And those of you that are intellectual baseball fans are going to disagree with me on that. That's fine. I mean, baseball players got to eat. They don't need to eat as well as they do, but they need to eat. So if you want to watch baseball, watch basketball. I don't care. Watch any of that shit. I don't care about it. It's one of the things I don't care about. I care about strength and conditioning. I don't really ever want to see another powerlifting meet the rest of my life either. Is there anything on earth more boring than watching 4 hours of bench presses? Anything. It's like watching paint dry, The only difference is every once in a while somebody gets killed on the bench press. But that doesn't happen often enough to make it interesting. So I don't want to watch another powerlifting meet. I just don't care enough about it. I've announced hundreds of the damn things, and they're old. I'm tired of it. So I'm not interested in even that sport. I like to watch Olympic weightlifting. That's interesting. But, and for those of you that keep asking Olympic weightlifting questions, I got about 4 of them in here, about what we think about Olympic weightlifting, about what I would do to train somebody with starting strength in Olympic weightlifting, and first one thing or another. Look, I'm not going to talk about that because there are only about 3,000 people in the United States, in the entirety of the United States, that compete as Olympic weightlifters. Of those 3,000 people, there are none of them who are even remotely interested, in my opinion, about Olympic weightlifting, so we're just not going to talk about it. It's just pointless. So quit asking those, all right, when you go to Speakeasy to post your – Speak up. Yeah, I know. I was being funny, Bree. So it's just the way I am. I'm funny even when I'm not funny. All right. So back to the discussion of sports. We're not going to discuss sports in the way that sports radio discusses sports. We will discuss sports from the standpoint of our involvement with sports, which would be that of the preparation of athletes for sports in terms of strength and conditioning. And other than that, we're not going to talk about sports. We're not going to talk about sports because we don't care who the Boston Celtics played last weekend, or the Los Angeles Rams, or the Oakland Raiders. We don't care about that. We don't care about we don't even know who the Phoenix Suns are. Does Phoenix have a softball? I mean a hockey team? They have a football team now? They don't? I don't know either. The Phoenix Diamondbacks. The goddamn Topeka Braves. The Peoria Pirates. The Oklahoma City jazzercisers or whatever.